Slow start for the United States in this semifinal, but did close the quarter on an 11-3 run. Klay Thompson off the bench with 8 first quarter points. U.S. 21, Lithuania 16 in the first semifinal at the 2014 FIBA Basketball World Cup with Fran Fraschilla. I'm Mark Kestisher. It almost feels like a broken record. It feels as though the execution's not there, but in the final result, it's taking advantage of offensive rebounds and getting it done. And now we're going to see Steph Curry shoot technicals. Looks like the coach got a technical.
Yep.
Jonas Kozlowskis. That's at least the word we're getting now unofficially, but Steph Curry shooting the tees as Klay Thompson will start the second quarter on the bench. Curry, who has yet to miss a free throw in the tournament so far. So that answers the question. He's 13 for 13, but we wondered, Coach K, if he would go back to the starters in foul trouble. Harden, Fareed, and Curry are all on the floor here.
Yeah, and they have done this in the tournament, and a lot of FIBA coaches do this. And you just have to trust your players, and the players have to be very smart. I thought some of those fouls were ticky-tack fouls. That's a common play right there out of a timeout, that dribble handoff to try to get James Harden going.
Krzysztof Lovrinovich picking up that loose ball over the back.
You see Fareed tangled up right there by Darius. Or is that Kristoff?
That's Krzysztof, yeah.
These guys will turn 35 in November, the Twins.
Boy, James Harden still trying to lock in. He has struggled.
I just think that Team US, this Lithuania team has not been proficient at guarding off the dribble in this tournament.
Anthony Davis committing the foul here. Grabbing a piece of the arm of Darius Lovrinovich. Nice feed underneath. Patient.
Yeah,
Mindaugas Kuzminskas.
The screener's man is responsible for protecting the lane, and that time that back screen got Kuzminskas open with no help from the defender. Oh, that.
Nice job by Fareed to stay with it.
You know, both ways now, both ways, the officials are kind of losing a little bit of control of this game. Just a little bit, both ways.
It's going to be back to back.
Both teams looking around with looks of confusion as to what a foul is and what it isn't. See, that time they didn't reward Davis for violating verticality. There's a foul, a basket. You see now, Davis doesn't get rewarded for jumping into the defender, which is, I think, good officiating. But I've been confused early in this game both ways.
Fran, we've talked about the adjustment period. Now you're almost at the end of the tournament. So is it natural frustration that comes in?
It changes from game to game, Mark. That's why you have to play through these things. Look at this. That's too easy. See, Harden's got 2, so Kaminsky, look at that. I could have scored there.
Wow.
Now it's smart basketball because Harden has 2. He wants to stay on the court. Kuzminskas, not a great player, recognize that, but he is good enough to get to the rim.
Over the top to Fareed, saving out to Curry. And Steph Curry knocks down a 3. 7 for Curry to go for the 8 for his Warriors teammate Klay Thompson. So the chance of Let Tuva out in the crowd at the Palau San Jordi. And that's going to be out of bounds on Jaskevicius, the 8th turnover.
Little drive and kick out here to the corner. Referee right there.
We've seen that a couple times, Fran, and with the three-point line a little bit shorter. I know it's just about the same in the corner.
Yep.
We've seen guys who just haven't had their feet set.
See Coach K trying to run Steph Curry off that baseline double screen. Shots that he gets during the season.
Kuzminskas against Curry, and the foul on Curry is going to be number 3. Boy, Kuzminskas has really taken it to the guards who've had the foul trouble.
Well, he's a guy that has been in and out of this lineup, but we talked about he's a very physical, aggressive player. I think Curry's there waiting, and he's trying to figure out now. I think he's got to ask the official whether he was there or not. But you know, even as a broadcaster, you got to kind of work through this because this is the way it is, and you just play through it if you're either team.
Timeout on the floor. At the Palau Sant Jordi in Barcelona, the United States leading Lithuania by 8 points early in the second quarter, and foul trouble creeping up, as you see highlighted in FIBA rules. Fifth foul, you're out. And Steph Curry has 3 fouls in the first half for the second straight game, so Klay Thompson back out on the floor.
A lot of those fouls have come in the manner of reaching in or gambling. That time Steph Curry made the argument that he was set, established outside the lane, outside the arc, but to no avail. I like this young guy, Kuzminskis, who I mentioned. He has plays with great heart and intensity.
Only 24 years of age, and since he came off the bench for Lithuania, been taking it to the rim, getting to the line. Only a 6-point lead. Thompson with 8 points in the first quarter. We'll get the roll, make it 10 for Klay Thompson.
Second time he's gone to his left and finished at the rim. Team USA wanted to establish a fast tempo in this game, and they haven't really been able to this point.
There's Thompson off the steal. 12 points for Klay Thompson. The United States with a 10-point spread.
You know, that Australia-Lithuania game, Australia just pressed Lithuania out of the gym in the first half. One of the twins went down right there.
That's Darius Livrinovic. As you look at Jonas Kozlowskis.
It's been an interesting situation for Lithuania in this tournament because they have two ways to play. Oftentimes they'll play through Valanciunas, as you see Darius fall down, but they'll oftentimes play through Valanciunas in the low post and use the twins as stretch 4s and 5s to bring teams out away from the basket. And it's kind of been interesting because they have two different types of offensive philosophy within one game. They're posting Kuzminskis now, and they've been taking advantage of foul trouble.
Smart with Harden sitting with 2. Kuzminskis off the bench now has 8 for Lithuania, whose depth will be tested. We just saw Darius Livrinovic with a hand injury. Great feed, but does not fall for Davis. Quickly, Sabutis for 3. Fareed fighting, but Livrinovic, the other twin, Sistov, coming up with the offensive board.
Sistov can shoot the 3.
And here he is.
Look at this. And they can, I would play now, you can also play through Valanciunas with Fareed inside.
Yaskevicius driving down the lane. And that's going to be 3 on James Harden, who joins Steph Curry with 3. So Harden and Curry each with 3 fouls, and Coach K has decisions to make.
What Lithuania has done is they've picked out the USA players in foul trouble. Now that might have been on Davis.
I think they're going to give it to Davis.
Davis reached in, so it wasn't Harden.
So for Anthony Davis, that is 2. And that changes things.
They are definitely taking advantage of the fact that Team USA's defense has gotten soft as they've picked up fouls.
And there you see at the Lithuanian bench, Darius Livrinovic, having his thumb taped up, was trying to brace his fall as he slipped a few minutes ago. Earlier, Paulius Yankunis went down, twisted his ankle. It looked pretty severe. We don't know the severity of which, but he has not checked back in. Adas Yaskevicius will shoot the free throws. Plenty of time to go here in the second quarter. If you were determining by pace, Lithuania has it going the way they want here in the first half.
Well, we said it yesterday. Stay in striking distance.
Need USA Basketball updates at your fingertips? Download the USA Basketball app today for the latest news on the men's and the women's national teams. Check out rosters, photos, videos, and more today. Available at Google Play and the Apple App Store.
You know when you're playing the heavy favorite that the longer you stay in the game, that typically the tighter the favorite will get. And we saw that yesterday with Spain in spades as they went 2 for 22 behind the arc. And Lithuania right now just wants to make this a 20-minute game.
There's
Get to halftime.
Thompson off the curl, but no offensive rebound that time. Spain falling by the wayside. France and Serbia tomorrow in Madrid. Taking it away, Sistov. Lavrinovic missing. Jaskevicius missing, so 2 opportunities, and Cousins takes it away. Now Kyrie Irving. A little bit behind Farid. Irving off the foot of Lavrinovic, out of bounds.
Helter-skelter pace right now for Team USA. They want to run, but watch this. This is a choppy break. Tough pass to catch in traffic. And then the scramble's on.
Thompson off the inbound. Who's got to step up for the U.S.? I know they're so balanced. You got 5 guys averaging double figures. They're just 7 guys over 9.5.
They're just not getting great shots. They're playing, you know, they're playing too fast in the half court.
Offensive foul or 3-second call. 3-second call.
You see, they're trying to go at Harden with those fouls.
Just off Lavrinovic. And there you see 3-second call there.
Yeah, he was paying property taxes in there. But if you're Coach Kozlowskis, you love this pace.
Farid, great move down the lane, the spin and the slam.
Now, he's been the energy guy. Not as much today so far, but let's see if he can turn up the steam a little bit.
Fran, we've talked about how the Spanish loss might have affected the U.S., but on the other side of the coin, how does that affect Lithuania as the underdog trying to take down the big team?
They are confident that they can play with Team USA. They feel if they run their offense, they're going to get quality shots.
Kuzminskis again on the spot for the follow jam. Klay Thompson hits from the corner. Boy, Klay Thompson really saving the U.S. here in the first half off the bench. 14 points. Valanciunas really hasn't been a part of the Lithuanian offense here in the first half. Calling for it against Cousins. Gets contact and will find his way to the line. DeMarcus Cousins with his first.
There have been times in this tournament where Coach Kozlowskis has gone with those mobile bigs like Giannis and the Twins. But you see how deep Valanciunas gets on Cousins. Cousins played that I surrender defense, just put his hands up behind him.
Coach K calling for timeout. U.S. leading. There's a look at Klay Thompson averaging 12 points a game off the bench for Mike Krzyzewski, and Fran, he's got 14 today. And look at the 6 for 11 on another evening when the U.S. shooting has been a little bit below par. He's come off the bench huge with Curry in foul trouble.
If there's been a catapult for players in the World Championships, which we've seen over the last couple of tournaments, Klay Thompson's been on that one in this tournament. Already an accomplished NBA player, but getting more credit for his well-rounded game as you see our patty cake friends in action.
Patty cake twins, not to be confused with the Lavrinovic twins, as Jonas Valanciunas goes to the line. Yeah, might as well be a national holiday in the Republic of Lithuania. 3 million population. Basketball crazy. I lost to France at the Eurobasket last year in Slovenia.
We remember back in 2010 in Istanbul celebrating that bronze medal. This country formed in 1992 has 5 international medals. For a small country, that's phenomenal.
There's Rose, and the interference as Farid rattled the rim. Might have been Cousins. And there's a look at the Lithuania medals in basketball. The 3 bronze. And at the Eurobasket, winning gold, silver, and bronze.
Gold in 2003.
Beat Team USA in Athens in 2004. And then they played in the semifinals. The U.S. getting the win and another bronze medal for Lithuania. Here's Farid on the save. Cousins, ball tipped off the hands of Jaskevicius, out of bounds.
Lithuania's done a very good job of challenging at the rim. Rose got in deep, couldn't finish. Team USA's big guys haven't dominated the way they have much of this tournament so far through 7 games.
Irving off the bounce. And Lithuania would be content to let the United States to continue shooting from out there.
Well, Irving has made over 50% of his threes, but just like we saw yesterday, you're taking a calculated risk if you're Lithuania giving up those jump shots.
Valanciunas, who's been working on his post moves in this tournament. Irving tried to get the save. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Lithuania. And Valanciunas, I think the Raptors fans are going to be happy when they see the product who's coming back for his 3rd year. Of course, DeMar DeRozan, his teammate, on the bench for the United States. Fareed missing from the elbow. Under 3 minutes to go in the first half. United States lead by only 6. And a travel against Yasaitis, who is trying to corral it. That's 11 turnovers for Lithuania.
And you got to be pleased to have 11 turnovers and still be in this game. Good call. Yasaitis, one of the veterans of this club, maybe Lithuania's best outside shooter.
Cousins against Valanciunas. Switches to the right hand. Nice move.
The first time you really seen in a while that Team USA set something up and went inside. Valanciunas has gotten stronger during his career, and he's become a better defender, but he's not a rim protector.
Out of bounds. And it'll go to Lithuania. Last touch by Klay Thompson. Reminder, coverage of the WNBA Finals continues tomorrow. ESPN2 at 8 Eastern, presented by Boost Mobile. Phoenix up 2-0. Chicago looking to force a Game 4 on Sunday. The Sky led by Elena Deladon, also available live on Watch ESPN. And they're hoping that extra day for Deladon, helping to her back heal a little more.
Well, how about this guy?
Wow, what a game for Mindaugas Kuzminskis, who had 12 points total in 5 games in the tournament, and he's got 12 points here in the first half.
He only played 45 minutes in the entire tournament.
Rose finding a seam and missing for 3. Nice rebound. Cousins not there. Tip in. Foul. Will they count the basket?
That's a great effort by DeMarcus Cousins to keep that ball alive.
Count the basket for the U.S. and a chance at a 3-point play.
Watch Cousins on this. Well, you saw the tail end, and Rudy Gay gets the tip in. But DeMarcus Cousins did a terrific job of keeping that ball alive.
That was going to be on Donatas Motiejunas, and now he's got 3 fouls for Lithuania. 3-point play for Rudy Gay. And now some pushing. DeMarcus Cousins and Jonas Valanciunas. Valanciunas of the Raptors. Cousins, of course, with Sacramento.
Rudy.
DeMarcus has kept his cool pretty good throughout the whole tournament till right there.
Very interesting. Rudy Gay just nicely tapped Valanciunas on the head as to say, hey, calm down. They were former teammates. Watch the elbow. You see, Cousins almost lost it. Watch that elbow right to the Adam's apple.
Oh, look at that, driving the left elbow through.
Yep.
To the point that Valanciunas, I think, expected to get popped. He kind of ducked away.
Yeah, as what often happens at any level, they get the second guy.
That's a technical on Cousins.
He's explaining to Steph Curry what happened, and gets back to what we said about, number one, keeping your cool, and then number two, the fact that by and large DeMarcus Cousins has been on his best behavior in this tournament. Now that doesn't help.
This is Ronaldo Sabutis, who only has missed 1 free throw in the entire tournament and just missed 1 there. So he splits 2, and we'll see Mason Plumlee here coming in.
If you're Coach K right now, you want to get to halftime with this 8-point lead, maybe a little bit more.
Well, that's usually been the MO When Lithuania plays the U.S., it's very frustrating. And have to keep your cool. Trying to find Valanciunas inside, and a whistle. It's going to be a United States foul as Lavrinovic was taking it in. Rudy Gay going to get his first.
Rudy Gay moved his feet well here, but watch his hand at the last minute. See how he stuck that right hand in? All he needed to do is move his feet and force the tough shot.
Been a lot of conversation with the players and the officials to try to get a handle on what they can and cannot do.
And listen, Lithuania knows that about Team USA, so they're just trying to get under their skin right now. Good gamesmanship by a veteran team.
Lithuania staying in this game, Fran, at the free throw line. We have not seen any team in the tournament get to the line as effectively as Lithuania has.
First 2 minutes of this game, I commented about how aggressive they were in attacking the basket, and those fouls early have piled up, and they have softened up Team USA's half-court defense.
And there you see Lithuania with 10 more free throw attempts. Gay inside, nothing doing. And Valanciunas comes down with a rebound. Lithuania only down 6 as we come up on a minute to go in the first half of the first semifinal in this World Cup. It's Yasitis with it, and they'll resend to Jonas Maciulis. Maciulis thought about a three, tipped away, got it back. Let's fly late in the shot clock, and it's rebounded by the United States. Down court, Irving, and he's fouled by Darius Lavrinovic. And that'll be his first.
Stopping that break. Irving trying to get to the rim.
And Lithuania had a foul to give here.
A good foul right there.
So inbound to the United States with 45 seconds to go in the half. Irving spins, fades, fires, gets the roll.
Tough shot, got it to go. They'll get another possession back. They went 2 for 1 right there. Not sure if it was by design or not, but heady play because they'll get the final possession more than likely.
Martynas Pocius will check into the Lithuanian lineup.
I'm of the opinion, one tough shot, one great shot. In terms of the 2 for 1, something you don't see in college, but very common in the NBA and Fiba. I like that right there.
Half a minute to go in the half. U.S. going to turn over Lithuania. Irving stops and pops.
Well, so much for 2 for 1.
Valanciunas the rebound. Shot clock is off for Lithuania. Chance at the last chance of the first half. Ronaldas Sabutis covered by Derrick Rose. Gets the screen.
Shooter.
Lavrinovic. Long three. Comes up short with 2 seconds to go.
This is somewhat of a moral victory for Coach Kozlowskis. To be under double figures is like being in the middle of a prize fight, and you're not that far behind on points.
United States, no turnovers in the second quarter. Klay Thompson with 14 points. The United States with the lead at half.